Hey guys, so this is our review of the Skyline Maxi XXL, which is the cage we got for our piggies. As far as we know, this is a Zoo Plus exclusive. We've not seen it anywhere else. Zoo Plus do ship worldwide, so no matter where you are, you should be able to get this cage if you like it. And we paid £34.49 for ours. Sometimes it is a little bit more expensive, but I've never seen it more than £40, so it's very cheap for the size of cage. This is take 2 of our review. The camera decided not to record the last review, so if you're wondering why there's hardly any veg left in the piggy's bowl, they were munching on it while we thought that we were recording. So let's get to the review. So the size of this cage is 119 centimetres by 59 centimetres. So that is 1 centimetre all round too short, given the RSPCA standard for 2 guinea pigs, which is 120 centimetres by 60 centimetres. But we don't think that's too much of an issue, because if you had a CNC cage, which the equivalent of 120 by 60 would be 4 by 2 grids, by the time you put your Corex or Coroplast, if you're in America, you would lose that 1 centimetre anyway.
Probably. So it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, so I don't think 1 centimetre makes too much of a difference. This cage is marketed for rabbits as well. It's not big enough for rabbits. Rabbits need a 4 by 4, which is 120 by 120. And it also needs to be at least 2 foot high, because rabbits need to stretch a lot, and this isn't big enough.
That is not 2 foot. That's a bit 2 foot.
Yeah. But if this was just for your rabbits staying in overnight and they got to free range throughout the day, or if they were completely free range but you had a cage for their litter tray and things, then I think this would be fine.
Good bedroom, basically.
Yeah. So the cage comes with this hay rack over here, and that'll be the first thing that we speak about. I hate it. In short, it's yellow. I hate yellow. Yellow doesn't go with anything. The plastic it's made of is cheap, it's thin, it's flimsy. Teeth that attach it to the bars, they just wear away and it keeps falling off.
They pop off really easy.
Yeah, it pops off so easy and I hate it. I just can't say anything else about it really. I hate it. It's definitely a con for this cage if you were getting it as like your first cage or a first time cage. But I suppose it's not too much of a big deal, because usually hay rack is something that you update or you have a different method of giving them hay anyway, like a hay bag or something.
One of those hay lofts are pretty cool, like.
Yeah, or a hay loft or something. So it's not too much of a big deal, but I hate it.
Let's say it kind of functions. It'll stay on if you really gentle with it.
Yeah, if you're really gentle and you have piggies that aren't running around 24/7 vibrating the cage, then it'd probably be fine. But because Norman and Sully are still young and they're running around and popcorning a lot, it does fall off because they're moving around a lot, which is... It's nice for us to watch them, but it's really irritating when the hay rack falls off and gets hay all over the floor.
Yeah.
The cage is your classic pet shop plastic base cage. So if I lift up this fleece, you'll be able to see. It looks almost black on the camera. It's not black, it's like a really dark blue.
Dark navy blue, maybe.
Yeah, you would say more of a navy blue.
It's like a darker version of this blue.
Yeah, this is quite a bright blue, whereas the base is very dark. And we love that because it matches everything.
Yeah.
Obviously you can't see much of the base the way we've got fleece right now, but if you were to have cage liners or you were using paper bedding or anything, it matches everything. It would match every theme. It's quite a thick plastic and is much more durable than the hay rack.
Yes.
It is a little bit flimsy because of the length of the cage, but that's not too much of a big deal. I don't know how you would maybe make it stronger. Do you have any ideas?
You could cable tie till the male if you wanted to, or you could clip it on. it's not really that big an issue, but if you do that, then you lose one of the other good features of the cage.
Yeah, which we will get to shortly. You could make it a bit stronger, but I don't think it's that flimsy that it's too big a deal.
It's not an issue. You shouldn't be picking up your cage that much anyway. It's just going to cause your piggies to stress picking them up the whole time.
Yeah. The base also comes with these clips, just like all other commercial pet shop cages. The difference being these are very wide. I'd say it's about 2 inches wide.
Yeah, I think so. Like
against my hand, you can see it. It's quite large.
Yeah.
It's about the length of my pinky. And it's also quite thick plastic. And these are just fantastic. I mean, I can't even bend it because it's so thick and strong. I don't think these are ever going to break.
Very
or
durable.
Ever wear down. Yep, very durable, very strong, and they're definitely one of the bigger plus points to this cage. Maybe not the biggest, but I'd say it's like up there in the top 3.
But it's a key component to make a sound cage, is your clips.
Yeah, because if you've ever had a cage before and your clips have broken, you'll know what a nightmare it is to get replacements. And often it's so expensive to get replacements that you're just better buying a new cage.
Which is a lot of expense just for
because a clip's
one
broken.
weak link in your chain.
Yeah.
And this is not a weak link by any means.
These are fantastic.
Oops.
And I absolutely love them. Also, the cage comes with these handles. Again, they are in the nice dark blue, nice thick, durable plastic, not bendy at all. They just pop on the top. There's one attached just now. We just took this one off so we could give you a closer look. They're quite useful.
Yep.
You could just pick the cage up by the wires. I don't think it made much of a difference, but it's a nice little feature.
I like it. You can grab it when you're cleaning, take it off. If you're wanting to use your top bit as a run, which we did once outside, it was quite handy for transporting it.
So it's a nice little feature. I quite like these.
Yep.
The actual metal portion of the cage is coated in like a silvery sort of paint. There's a bit of chewage, I think it's here. So you can just about see the silver metal and then the silver paint. I love that because if you've ever had a cage that has the coloured paint on the metal, if you have a chewer or just over time where the paint starts to flake off, your cage looks really tatty because you have like this coloured paint and then this silver metal and it's not nice. So I love that the top of this is silver, and again that means it goes with everything.
Yep.
It has a nice big door on the top, which you're probably not going to use too often because you don't want to come down on your piggies because they're prey animals. And then there's this little sort of standard door on the front, which isn't much use for anything. My dustpan doesn't even fit through that door.
No, you can put your food in through our feeding times.
Yeah, for putting food and things through, it's fine. We've got a little dust bath going on. Easily distracted.
Sorry, folks.
But the little door isn't too much of an issue because the metal portion of this cage comes flat packed, which is a really big pro and a great advantage if you're maybe wanting a hospital cage, a quarantine cage, if you're a boarder or a rescue so your cages aren't up all the time. It means that you can fold it down flat and it takes up less space. It is fixed together by like these black clips, which are also a nice strong plastic, so that's good. And the biggest advantage of that means that you can fold up any of the ends, like I'm about to do here. Ta-da! So this opens up the whole front of the cage, which makes filming so much easier, but also makes cleaning a lot easier because you're not trying to squeeze through a tiny little door. Hey, Norman.
Cheeky.
You're not trying to squeeze through a tiny little door. You're not having to come down through the top door, which can be quite scary for your piggies. So that's really good. And of course, if you are using this for a rabbit's sort of litter tray and things, and they're free range in the rest of the time, it'd be much easier for them to get in and out by lifting up this side than just leaving the little door open that might be a bit too small for them. The other great thing about this means that you could just completely take off one of the sides if you wanted to, because it's just, the metal's just curved round, so you could just open the little hooky bits with some pliers or something.
Yeah, that'd be quite easy to do.
And just pop off if you wanted to.
I wouldn't recommend doing that very often though. You would weaken the metal each time you were doing it unless you heated the metal back up again. And let's face it, most folks don't have the facilities to do that.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to keep popping it on and off, but if you knew that it was going to permanently be off your cage, then it would be very easy to remove.
Yep.
Which is something that we will be doing, won't we?
We will be.
This far end, the smaller sort of end, we will be taking off and joining two of these cages end to end. We'll be doing a video about that in the future because the piggies will probably get that for their Christmas.
Yeah.
But that is probably, actually I'd say that's the biggest pro about this cage, is that it's very easy to join two together. It's very cheap because we were £34.49, so it'd be like £70 for us to get two cages together, and we'd have a 238cm long cage for £70 and a couple of cable ties to join them together. I mean, it's a complete bargain and probably the best thing about this cage, I think.
I think so. And the durable plastic.
So I think probably everything in general about the metal being flat packed gives you so many options and so much that you can do to really boost your piggies' lives.
I mean, you could even take 4 and make a really massive area. There's so much to do. Basically, your imagination joining these together is your limit.
Yeah. Oh, imagine joining like 4, 5, 6 together and just having a big, massive thing. That would be so cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, we will be joining two together and we'll keep you up to date on that when we do it, because of course we're going to film it for you.
Yeah. Well,
so the biggest con, I think, is the hay rack. What about you?
boo, hay rack. Yeah, it's cheap plastic. I'm going to go in and have a little closer look at the teeth. I mean, you can see the teeth there. They're really cheap. They keep popping off. There's actually one come off it already. You can see the gap. There's not even like... If they were of better design, then the hay rack would be fine. It's obviously an add-on. They've just decided, well, we'll give it a hay rack. It's probably made by somebody different.
Yeah, because it's a completely different colour to everything else.
It's a different plastic, so it's obviously not manufactured in the same place.
So apart from the hay rack, we think this is absolutely amazing. What would you rate it?
8.5 out of 10. It's just this thing that would...
Yeah, I'd say 8.5 out of 10.
Stop it getting perfection.
The hay rack is the biggest con. It is a little bit flimsy, but given the price, I wouldn't say that's much of an issue. Because you kind of expect it to not be the strongest, most amazing thing in the world for that price. But it's definitely not a horrible cage either. I love it. I think it's fantastic value for money. I can't wait to extend it and get the boys' reaction, because they love running around this cage as it is, because it's so much space.
But, like, the way that opens, it's so easy for Rachel to clean it out. You know, that's one of the real plus points of it. Spot cleaning's really easy.
Yeah.
Accessibility to check on your pet's welfare, everything. With this open, there's no bother at all.
Yeah, so that's our review of this cage. I hope you liked it, and if you did, hit the like button. If you have any questions or you think we missed talking about something, then let us know in the comments. If you have any questions about anything else you see in the cage, then let us know in the comments too, and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. And if you're looking forward to more of our videos, please hit the subscribe button and become a member of our fur family. So thank you for watching.
Bye now.